Yes.
And there's
The
a
TV
point.
show.
There's a point in Baby Reindeer where the guy's father specifically, like the guy tells his parents that he got diddled, right? As a grown man, he got, diddled, and he told them he didn't want to tell them because he was afraid they'd think less of him, and his father looked at him and said, "Would you think less of me?" And like it was just like, oh shit, and then again staring at his son and like in the eyes, like trembling, he's like, "We were raised in the Catholic Church," and that was it. It was like it's so inundated in cultural society right now. The whole diddling kids as Catholics, like Catholic priests diddling kids. That's all that motherfucker had to say. That's crazy. Sorry, that reminded me of that. I was an altar boy. Did not get diddled though.
Yeah.
I think I was too fat.
I was watching Shameless. I don't know if you ever watched that show.
It looks weird.
It is. It's really weird. It's pretty funny, but there's the one big dude. He owns a bar and comes to find out that all of his like middle school basketball team was getting diddled by their basketball coach, except for him, and he felt like super left out. He's like asking people. He's like showing him his picture, and he's like, "What do you think of him? He's a handsome kid, right there, right? Well, if you were a grown adult, you'd diddle him, right?"
That was
and like super mad.
That
like,
actor.
He was the one that didn't.
That actor is Van from Reba, right?
Yeah.
I love him.
He does a really good job.
He's a great actor. Oh.
Yeah, you should watch. If I would recommend watching Shameless just to watch him.
Okay. It seemed like a weird show, and it seemed like no one really is
super weird.
Like no one's a winner at the end of the day, is what I've gathered.
It's a show. It's kind of like watching My 600-Pound Life, where you watch it and you're like, there's people that have it a lot fucking worse than me, and like, I can feel pretty good about my life. Like, let's sit back and watch how fucking fucked up their shit is. You know? Like, their dad's a raging drunk, and their mom is a bipolar fucking drug addict who's never around, and their dad's never around, and like their older sister like raises them, and
I've seen
just goes through their struggles. And
I've seen clips on TikTok. I mean, it looks good, and there are facets of it that look really good.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's one of those shows that like I put on in the background while I'm working, because it's not something like you have to see every moment of every episode. You can just kind of catch up and keep, like, oh, what's going on now? Okay, cool. And then you get back to work and you look up like an hour later, you're like, oh, what's going on? Oh, okay, all right. So.
Sorry, buddy.
I feel that.
Burning the candlesticks at both ends. I work tomorrow.
Got to get back to work so you can relax a little bit?
Yeah. Take a nap.
I hear you there.
We've been we're busy, but it's different being at work because I only have to do the one thing. Yeah. I just have to do my job. That's it. I don't have anything else I have to do. And that's kind of nice. I won't lie to you. And Egg's going to be on shift with me tomorrow, so that's really exciting.
Nice.
Oh, all right. So my sister, right? Her and Jack called me while I was in the shower, maybe about an hour ago. And they're like, "Hey, T, what are you doing?" Because it's Friday night. They saw that I'm at home. And I was like, "Oh, I was just showering, got the podcast, and I got work tomorrow." And they're like, "Ah, man." They're sad because they wanted me to go over. I was like, "Oh, yeah, we can plan another day I can come over." They're like, "Yeah, we really wanted to play D&D tonight." And I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, "Yeah, we wanted you to, do the thing, play D&D." It's like, what? You think this shit just like happens? Like 5 minutes? Let me just knock this shit out? No. Like their which is awesome that they want to play, right? So I'm going to set something up for them. But their perception of it is that it's an actual board game with like a story you read off, and that you play.
Well, it can be.
It can be. It's just not how we play, at all.
Yeah, there's books and stuff that you can buy and do it exactly like that.
I just think that's I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. I haven't tried it yet. I feel like it'd be a little boring. Personally, I guess that's fair. But regardless, the 22nd, I can't remember.
One of those things that, like, unless you've tried it, it's hard to, like, as you get older, you become more and more closed-minded on things. And, like, okay, this is a prime example. So I had some Bose Beats headphones. You know, they're wireless headphones. They're not bad. They were good. I listened to books and stuff on them. I didn't mind them. For one of my birthday presents that my wife has been doing, she got me AirPod Pros, which are Apple because I have an iPhone.
Damn, she's spending some money.
Yeah. I didn't realize the quality difference. I mean, and I can't even say it's a quality difference, but it's an integration difference.
For me, it's comfort.
On how much Apple allows. No, I would say it's more. I didn't mind how the other ones felt, but it's more like Apple has like they allow their product to communicate better. It integrates better with your phone, and like my Beats, like if I got a text message, they didn't say anything, or you know, it just went silent for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Versus my AirPods, if I get a text message, it'll say you got a text message from, and then read it out, or you've got an email, or you got a Snapchat in this group, you know, and it tells you all this different stuff. And so it's like I said, I think it's a lot of it's integration, but I'm just like, these are a lot nicer. And, you know, I had refused. I'm like, why do I need to buy another pair? I've got these, you know, and they were also, both of my pair of wireless headphones are gifts from my wife because otherwise I would just use my phone on speaker.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess that's the whole point. She's going to get you the things that she thinks you might use, you know, you want and use. I know all the gifts you're getting, by the way. I know all of them.
Oh, nice.
Or most of them. I gave her some suggestions. How's that taste, by the way, with the smoke in it? I'm not a huge fan of smoky flavors.
Well, it's just, I might have gotten too much with the butane, but too much flame. Maybe? I don't know.
Try just a little bit. Get a hint of that smoke. Because I think when smoke's overpowering, it makes me nauseous. Personally.
Yeah. So.
But
I will say, she got me a pair of shorts, which they were nice, and I was like, okay. So I went to go try them on, and I pulled them out, and I went to go try them on. They had a shit stain in them.
No.
So like somebody had worn them and then must have returned them.
That's disgusting.
And there's a big shit stain. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not wearing those. She's like, well, I can wash them. I'm like, you can. I'm never gonna wear them.
Yeah, just throw them in the trash.
Like, I'm pretty sure if you give me the same brand, I'm not gonna. No, she's gonna return them. Be like, hey, you sold me a pair of fucking shit stained shorts.
That's hilarious. They're gonna look at her like, did your husband shit in these shorts? That's fucking funny. It's gross. It's disgusting, but it's funny.
It's super gross. I thought it was funny, but I'm like, whoa.
Good thing you checked. Imagine if you had been wearing it for like like all day, and then you see, and you're like, is that my shit stain?
Yeah. Wait, how are my underwear looking? I'm clean.
Oh, I did have to throw away 3 pairs of shorts, by the way.
Oh.
For a similar issue. I got really fucking sick. Yeah, 3 times.
Ooh. It happens.
Oh, I was sick as a dog. Sunday, I was fucking down. It was really bad. I don't think I've ever been that sick in my life. But we're good now. So, fuck. I gotta write a D&D campaign now. That's gonna be Egg's problem. I'm gonna make her do it. So, the fuck is... Oh, is that your mixer?
It's a wooden spoon. I tried that... I've been just trying to try different things. Like, you know how you see, like, all the stuff on TikTok and stuff, like the products and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't actually buy them on TikTok. I buy them elsewhere, like, usually on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I tried the Rise mushroom coffee. It's supposed to have, like, 4 different kinds of coffee. It's supposed to be, like, super good for your gut health and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I've been taking I don't know. I haven't noticed, like, it's not like I've been like, oh my god, this stuff is like fucking heaven sent from the earth. You know, it's just a product.
That's usually all they are.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. See, and I try stuff like that, but I don't like coffee.
Well, I actually put it in with, because every morning I drink a coffee protein shake.
That's right, you do.
Because I don't do breakfast, and so I just put it in with my protein shake too. But it doesn't have like caffeine or anything with it. It's just
mushrooms.
Ground up fucking mushrooms.
I mean, that's good. It's good for you, right? Like, mushrooms are good for you, but...
Yeah, it's not like I'm not any worse for wear for doing this.
It's a supplement.
$30 or $40, whatever I spent on it. Yep.
It's like the guys that take Alpha Brain. I tried it for like 2 weeks. I didn't notice a single difference. But a lot of these guys are missing something. Oh. How do you... Does it help?
I haven't taken it yet.
I didn't... 2 weeks, I didn't notice a single difference.
No?
No. But some people swear by it.
Yeah. Yeah, like Joe Rogan swears by it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does to sell it, but...
Joe Rogan for president, by the way.
He also doesn't seem like that kind of guy, though, either.
No, he makes enough money.
Yeah.
Like, he's set.
His Spotify deal was like, he got fuck you money.
God, yeah, he did.
And I don't even think he needed it at that point, but he got it.
I guess he could always use more, but still. Again, Joe Rogan for president. I back that.
Yeah. I actually had to sign a petition to get RFK Jr. on our ballot here in South Dakota.
Who's RFK Jr.?
Robert Kennedy Jr.
Oh, is he running?
Yeah, he's a third party.
Oh.
He's a pretty smart dude.
Third parties usually are.
I thought it was funny because we were walking into, was it Barnes and Noble? You know, the people that are standing out in front of fucking Barnes and Noble asking you to fucking sign shit. They got their fucking clipboards out and they're ready to talk to you. And I'm like, I was in a mood. I was ready to fuck with somebody. Like, I was ready to talk some shit because I didn't care to go to Barnes and Noble. Like, I don't buy books. I listen to books at Noble. So my wife and kid wanted to go there, so it was fine.
You know what? I'm proud of you.
I got time to spare.
I'm proud of you for listening to books.
So I'm like, I'm ready to go. Like, let's go fucking sharks up. Wouldn't be for.
Alrighty. All of that was cut out for me.
Why?
I don't know. My internet's being really slow right now. I don't know. Like, I've dropped 18,000 frames on the stream.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither, but it says I've been dropping frames and that my internet's really low for no good reason.
Do you have plenty of packets?
No, I tell you what, probably gotta go to the post office to get more packets. I miss that motherfucker. I miss playing games. I'll be real honest with you. I miss having the free time to play video games.
Yeah. Welcome to adulthood, young sir.
I would have free time if I just didn't pick up all this boatload of overtime.
Yeah. I wouldn't have time, and I don't get any overtime. But I leave here, and we have a thick schedule.
Yeah, you guys do. He is playing 80s too. You guys really do keep your kids busy, which is like one thing I could say about my parents. I think the reason they didn't have grandkids in their early 30s is because they kept us fucking busy.
Yeah.
I was too tired and too busy to get into trouble.
It's not only that, but it's like, if you want to be good at stuff, you have to work at it.
Every day.
And, and so if you have passions and stuff to work on, that's what you got to do. So, I mean, if you're an adult, you got to work on shit. Why wouldn't you work on it as a kid? Why? I mean, I'm all for letting them, like today, for instance. Today, they had baseball late last night, and they took the day off. and they sat in the basement and played Minecraft for probably fucking 7 hours.
Badass.
And I was cool with it. And then my wife got off work and we went and had supper at fucking the shithole Tex-Mex restaurant. And then we went to the batting cages and they hit baseballs and worked on baseball. You know?
You gonna wake them up?
Because Fridays are actually our own. You're breaking up there.
Yeah.
See the Northern Lights? If I can see them, I will. If I go out and I can see them.
It's 2 to 5,
Am
I
coming
think.
through way late for you?
Yeah.
2 a.m.?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why I'm like,
I don't know. I'll get up.
maybe like get up around 4, look out your window, see if they're there.
Yeah. We've missed so much of the stuff, like the cool stuff, because of cloud coverage. Like there was supposed to be Northern Lights 4 or 5 months ago, maybe not even that long, and we couldn't see anything because of clouds. The eclipse, we couldn't see anything because it was such dense sky. So it's been shitty.
I don't know. I can't speak to that. I saw the clips, no problem. Got some pretty cool pictures too.
Well, lucky you.
Well, if we're gonna play games today, I guess I'm gonna have to restart my internet because this is fucking ridiculous.
You're fucking ridiculous.
I am, brother. I'm fucking ridiculously tired. I want to, you know what I want to do, Matt? You know what would be the perfect fucking day?
Video games and blowjobs. And steak.
Sandwiches. I'd take a sandwich.
Instead of the blowjob?
No.
Oh.
I literally just want to lay in my bed, play video games in my underwear all day. That's the perfect day for me.
Yeah, I'd like that. I get to do that on Tuesday.
Lucky bitch. Why
Not
do you
laying in
get
bed, but I have knee surgery. So I get to lay in a bed and somebody's gonna make me go to sleep.
Yeah.
I can't even really say it's surgery. I just have a knee scope.
It's still gonna suck.
It's not. It's gonna be pretty simple.
When's the action?
I think they want me putting before I leave.
And then you're gonna schedule the surgery after, right? Post that.
Schedule the what?
Surgery after that?
After what?
The scope?
No. The scope is this.
Oh.
They do it all at once. It's just a scope and then cleaning off the.
Oh.
Cleaning up the.
For some reason, I thought they were repairing ligaments. You're like your MCL and ACL.
No. It's just the cartilage, the meniscus cartilage on the top that it's apparently inside and outside. So it's dual cartilage.
Well, the knee is a super cool
But they just have-
structure.
The knee is fucking super stupid. It was terribly designed and they break way too easily.
The knee was not terribly designed, actually. The knee was designed in a way, physically, where you could fall from terminal velocity and it can absorb all of the damage. You will, but your knees, if you land with the perfect precision, would be fine. Knees are super cool.
You froze.
Oh. Do you want me to restart my
Knees
Wi-Fi?
are fucking. No, knees are. No, you're good. You got back up there. Knees are super stupid.
Not even close. Knees are actually really cool.
No. Disagree. As somebody who's had now, this will be my 3rd surgery on my left knee.
Well, it's not my fault. You got weak-ass knees.
There was nothing weak about my knees. I got fucking clipped from behind and blew out my ACL and tore cartilage.
Sounds like weak knees to me.
And then the thing about that, like that a lot of people you don't think about when you're young like that, is the issues that I'm having now, 20 years later.
Yeah. Well,
You know, because
I didn't think
I
you'd get
didn't.
this
I don't
old.
think I did much to tear cartilage. And then he's even like, I'm like, yeah, I was trying to get back into running, and he's like, yeah, you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you've got low cartilage the way it is. He goes, you're probably going to need a fake knee here at some point. So running is not going to be your friend. He goes, you can use an elliptical, you can ride a bike. Don't run. That's me obviously being a doctor. You can do whatever the fuck you want. So he was a cool doctor like that. And he goes, sorry, I didn't mean to swear. You can do whatever the heck you want.
Professionalism.
Yeah, but he's like, I would not recommend running because you're going to get arthritis and it's going to hurt.
Well, yeah. Now you can say, doctor said I can't run.
Now I just got to get an elliptical.
Or a bike. Stationary bike's way cheaper than an elliptical.
Yeah, they're both not too expensive. Unless you get like a fucking Peloton for like $2,500.
Guess what I helped my future father-in-law do today? Move Dodge into his living room that he just bought.
Nice.
Dim sums.
Is it like
the treadmill
the bike
Peloton.
or a treadmill?
The treadmill.
Okay.
So I'm actually really impressed with him. He's lost, I think, 50 pounds now using the carnivore diet. And he's stuck with it. Like, I've never seen someone so committed to something. But he's also the kind of guy that's like, you're telling me I get to eat steak and eggs every day for fucking breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Hell yeah. And that's what he eats. He eats a shit ton of meat all day, every day.
You can only do it for so long, though. Like, you can't, it's not a lifestyle sustainable diet.
Correct.
I agree with using it as a tool, but like, if you try to do it for like more than probably a year, you're going to start having some serious consequences.
I agree, but you can use that to take yourself from a high carb, low protein diet to a high protein, low carb diet. As long as you incorporate the carbs and fiber later, fine.
Yep.
And that's his plan. We've already talked about it, but because he's lost so much weight, he can actually like go for walks and he can do things that he before really couldn't do. So he got the Peloton. Like, he's really excited. It's like, okay, whatever works.
You think he would just go take his dog? You think he would take his 2 new puppies for walks?
He does take the puppies for walks, but separately, and they're still not totally leash trained. So that's where the pain in the ass comes from. He says specifically he wants to be able to walk and take all his phone calls for work at the same time.
Oh, yep, I've done that.
So it's just like
I obviously quit walking because
it's to build his health, you know.
Yep.
And I can't say anything against it. Like, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah.
He even stopped drinking. There's carbs and alcohol. No more alcohol.
Well, that's.
This is the man. When I met him, he had me sit down and take a shot of Jack Daniels with him.
Yeah. So.
It's just drinking was very inundated into his life.
Did you tell him that he should start drinking mead because it's honey?
No, I'm not going to look that man in the eyes and say, you should really start trying to drink mead. He'd call me a pussy, and
Comes from bees.
He'd call me a pussy and go about his day.
So, what's wrong with being called a pussy?
I don't want to be called a pussy.
Are you a pussy?
No.
So then what the fuck does it matter if somebody says it?
I just don't like it. What do you want from me? I want to be called a pussy. Oh, fuck. So, a couple more things before we get rolling. I helped a patient get rid of a Coca-Cola bottle he slipped and fell on.
Ugh. Like, what size of Coca-Cola bottle? 20 ounce?
So you know those
2 liter?
You know those Mexican Cokes?
Yep.
One of those.
Glass one. That's a risky move right there.
And he did bottom side first.
Oh. I suppose that way he's at least got a handle to pull it back out on.
I think that was his plan, but it slipped or something happened. And this guy, I mean, I'm not gay, but he was like an 8 out of 10, right? Like, this was a handsome dude. So and he was married. This whole experience was weird. He was very adamant about not going to the hospital. And he was like, it'll just fall out on its own. And I'm like, it probably won't. just because I've seen this before. Like, it probably won't, homie, but I have an idea. And I literally keep packets of pepper in the ambulance for this, and I had him sniff pepper, and he sneezed it right out.
Did you watch? Oh, you're fucking breaking up. God damn it. Did you watch?
I mean, I was there.
Did you get down and, like, did you see it? Like,
So no,
out?
because I was at the head of the patient because I was giving him the pepper, but you hear him sneeze, and then you hear, like, the bottle hit the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, we got it. And he was very happy.
Yeah, I bet he was.
I recommended him still going to the hospital if he experiences any rectal bleeding because bottle caps are sharp. But besides that, like...
Was the cap on it?
Yeah.
So it was a full bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Who thought that was a good idea?
He did. I don't know.
That, like...
Shoving anything up your ass isn't a good idea at all. So...
I'm just saying, like, people... It's one thing to make a bad decision. Like, hey, I'm going to shove this up my ass. But, like, if I'm going to shove something up my ass, or if I'm going to, like, do something stupid, like, I'm going to try and mitigate the other stupid factors of it. Like having sharp, pointy metal sides. Or, you know... Yeah.
Don't look at me, man.
I can look at you.
All I
told him to do it.
All I heard was, I want to go to the hospital. I'm going back to the station then. Like, there's nothing I can do.
So does he get charged for you guys going out there then?
It depends, and the billing cycle is weird. Usually we give everyone a couple public assists for free. We do write it up as a report. We do log their name, and if they call us continuously, then we start charging them, right, for every visit. But, like, I've gone to people's houses. There's, like, an old couple who lives alone. You know, they don't live with their kids or grandkids, and Meemaw fell. Papa can't get her back up. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. We go. We pick her up off the bathroom floor. We check her out, make sure she's okay. She doesn't want to go to the hospital. She's fine, right? She just fell from the toilet seat to the floor. And so I'm not going to charge them. Like, sure, they kind of fucked up my night a little bit, but it happens. It's an accident. It happens. And I didn't render any care besides just picking up this old lady. So I won't charge her. Now, if this happens every day for a week straight, yeah, motherfucker, you're about to get charged, right? And it's just per case.
Like, I'm just saying, like, if my toilet gets clogged at 3 o'clock in the...
It becomes an issue consistently, then we charge, or if we have to perform actual care interventions and take them to the hospital, then we charge them. But if not, then we won't. Especially for, like, a first time.
I wonder if it's like that around here.
It might not be.
Realize that they could call a fucking ambulance and get, like, 2 or 3 free medical, like, assists for nothing.
And it could very well not be like that. So the reason it's like that for us is because we are in a small town covering several counties, right? And so we go to the football games, we go to the middle school and teach CPR and stop the bleed. We try to be involved in the community so the community feels better because we're county funded, their tax dollars pay my bills. So it's, you know, giving back in some way or another. With being public assists is one way we give back. We give back to the police department. They'll get a DUI and they need a blood test. We'll go and draw the blood for them.
You fucking narcs.
They refuse to do anything else. They're like, you have to draw my blood, which they know because the closest hospital is 30 minutes away, that their alcohol blood content level is going to drop a lot by the time they get there. So now they call us 5 minutes, drew their blood. Here you go, homie. You know.
Narcs.
Don't drive drunk. That's like my one thing. Don't do that.
You're part of the problem.
Don't drive drunk. And I admit I've done it once or twice, but I will never, especially after working in this career field. That was when I was a young man. After working in this career field, I'll never do that.
I actually almost rear-ended my wife driving home last night from baseball.
Is that something you should talk about on the podcast?
Not in
I was about to say.
No, she was in the car in front of me because we had to go at separate times because they had game and practice and
Yeah.
And we're driving home, and I'm behind her, and we're getting off the interstate, and there's some construction and stuff. And as we're getting off, she's got a yield sign, and I look over, and I'm like, cool, she can go. I'm like, and so I look over, and I'm like, looking to see if somebody else is coming, so that way I can go. And I don't see anybody, and I turn back. She didn't go. She's at a dead stop in the fucking intersection. And I fucking locked him up.
God damn. And it's your fault.
I was not happy with her.
It was your fault.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I couldn't see around the barrier. I'm like, you shouldn't have fucking stopped.
That's very dangerous. That is dangerous. Don't ever stop. Just keep going. But
so she's like, well, I couldn't see, and so I had to get where I could see around this barrier to see that nobody was coming. And I'm like, well, it was nighttime, so you didn't see headlights. So
be nice. I had a bit of bright news today that made me really happy.
You had bright news?
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
An old friend of mine from an old deployment is actually in San Antonio for the next 6 months doing some military work. And so I'm going to go pay him a visit, maybe smoke him a brisket, Texas barbecue, show him the ways. Because he's from Wisconsin. No, Minnesota. One of the two. From the Great White North. And I'm super stoked to have him here. He wants to go helicopter pig hunting, and I'm super down for that.
Trying a new drink.
I love those.
Simply Spiked.
I love those. Oh my god. The lime's better.
We didn't have the lime. I looked. We had blueberry, watermelon, and lemonade.
No, so you have the Simply Lemonade, the Simply Limeade, and the Simply Lemonade Peach. And they have the 4 flavors each.
I probably like the limeade more.
It's a more tart. It's not as sweet.
My kids are trying to get me to buy a lemon tree or lime tree to put in the yard.
You should.
I don't know if it would make it here though.
I was about to say it would probably die, right? Citrus trees can't grow in the north.
They want us to bring them inside in the winter. I'm like,
what?
You leave it in like a fucking bucket and like grow it out of like
I guess.
Yo no say.
What are we playing tonight, Matt?
What are we playing? I don't know. What do you want to play?
Helldivers.
I think no. Haven't you seen like Helldivers is like banned.
They fixed it. I don't care about that. Stop being poor. Live somewhere else. Red, white, and blue, these colors don't run. Anyways, I just like the game a whole bunch, and I want to play it.
Okay. Because a good friend of ours is on the Small Child's game.
What?
What?
What Small Child's game?
Fork Knife?
Oh. Well, so here's the thing. My brother wants to play with us.
Well, then that would make 4 of us.
Listen,
That's what we need to do. Cause more strain on your internet rate.
Leave me alone. I'm going to reset it after this. I know this has been a really lackadaisical podcast. It's not because we don't take it seriously. It's just been one of those fucking weeks. I think for the both of us. And it's been like that for a hot minute. I apologize to the audience. Things have been rough. Things are going to get a little rougher. But we will make it worthwhile. We'll bring the redhead back. We'll even bring Gabe in short shorts if that's what you want. You just let Daddy know. It's going to be all right.
I think we need to bring Ozdog on and talk about World of Warcraft one of these weeks.
I have a lot of questions. I've never played.
I did, but it was like fucking 20 plus years ago.
God, you're old.
Back when I had my first knee surgery.
How old were you 20 years ago, Matt?
19.
I was 9.
Cool.
Just in case you needed a reminder that you're old as hell. By the way, Sammies Beer is coming out with its official book. Keep an eye out for that.
How old was your mom 20 years ago?
30. What?
Okay.
She's 50.
Mm-hmm.
49. She had me when she was 20.
That's funny. That's same for me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I was the only planned kid, and I hold on to that.
I can't say that I was planned.
Everyone else was a mistake.
Because 6 months before I was born, there was a wedding that happened. So
It's fair. Oh, God, I got to get me one of those.
One of what?
A wedding.
Okay, I'm not going to tackle that.
You shouldn't.
Worms.
Let me do my thing. You know, we could always play one-armed robber. I got an update. We can play in a casino.
Good.
I don't think you're gonna.
Own that game.
You know-
I deleted it.
You know what's actually more important than that you never responded to me about?
Oh, I don't respond to a lot of it.
You shouldn't. Ranch Simulator had a huge update.
Yeah, they have dogs now. You said.
And cats.
Do the dogs do anything cool though?
I don't know. I haven't played it without you, so I don't know.
But we don't have time for that kind of stuff anymore.
We don't.
We don't have time for these children's games. We're already still like I'm having knee surgery on Tuesday morning, and I'm like, can I make it to my son's baseball game Tuesday night?
Probably not.
Like,
I wouldn't.
Can I get a ride home from somebody?
I just
because
wouldn't.
I can't drive.
I wouldn't do it.
I said I'm gonna wait and see how I feel.
I
I'm gonna probably try and go to the Thursday game.
That's an acceptable goal, right? Work yourself to it. The same day is a lot to ask for.
But I'll get some good sleep at least.
You're gonna fucking be down like a horse.
Hopefully they got some good painkillers for me too.
I hope they send you on a trip, and I hope that you get to eat a very.
Tylenol. All 3.
I mean, it's good. It
A little bit of
works.
fucking codeine, mainly Tylenol. Yeah, I don't care. I don't need to. I don't really like. I've always been really nervous about taking painkillers.
You should be. You should be.
Because you hear about all the horror stories, and I know that I've got an addictive personality, and the last thing I want to do is become addicted to fucking drugs.
Now, the great thing about that is that the scarcity of getting them, right? It's hard to get a hold of them. A lot of the times
You're fucking smart, and I'm middle-aged.
a lot of times they don't give you the prescription meds that are highly addictive. Vicodin's not a thing anymore, right? That doesn't exist for the most part. Most people don't get prescribed that. Stuff like that just doesn't happen. Codeine and hydrocodone, hydromorphone, and a couple other things need to be titrated with something else to make them highly addictive. They can still be addictive if taken in large quantities over a period of time, but it's less likely.
Fentanyl.
They're not going to give you fentanyl to take home. Fentanyl, and that's if people are down bad. Down worse is ketamine, which is just a horse tranquilizer. You have rock and suck for innovation, and
I thought ketamine was like a drug that you took to trip.
you can, but it was so initially it was made to be a horse tranquilizer. We realized that medically, it's so like if I have a dude that broke his femur and won't stop screaming, I'm going to give him ketamine. I'm going to drop him in the K-hole because it's just going to fucking take away the pain and just zonk him, right? He's just going to be 3 sheets to the wind. But he's not in pain anymore. And
Is that what you want him?
yeah, that's so it kind of depends. And you want to be able to, like, if it was just that, leg trauma, yes. But if there's the possibility of head trauma, you don't want to do that because you want to have a good, like, baseline from their mental status before. So there's only certain drugs you give. There's a lot that goes into it. Ketamine is a great narcotic when used appropriately, but a lot of people don't use it appropriately, and that's the issue. And it could fucking kill you. Ketamine can fucking kill you.
Well, anything can kill you.
It's true.
This wooden spoon could kill you.
Ketamine can kill you faster than a wooden spoon can.
I have a cousin that died from fentanyl. He was fucking your age.
Yeah, fentanyl can be highly addictive, and it's all about the euphoric effects. That's why tramadol's so addictive, because it is known to give euphoric effects. Even like over the counter stuff.
The reason fentanyl is so bad is because it's needed in such small doses that just a small extra, like milligrams, can cause the overdose.
So that's the thing. We do not measure fentanyl in milligrams. We measure it in micrograms. So that is a good example.
Sorry, I wasn't laughing about that. I was making bread with my oldest son, and something said MGs, and he goes, "What does that stand for?" Megagrams, and I'm like, "It fucking stands for megagrams now." I was like, why don't you go ahead and throw fucking 30 megagrams in there?
I love that. That's cool. I know a lot about drugs. Kind of have to.
Not the good ones, though.
Those are literally the good ones. Those were the good ones.
Tell me about crack cocaine.
Tell me
about cocaine.
I don't know about cocaine.
Those are the good ones. Tell me about some fucking AK-47.
I don't even know what that is.
It's marijuana.
Is it?
Yeah,
you know,
it's a type of marijuana.
You know, I've never done the marijuanas.
Northern Light Indica?
No one's ever offered.
Yeah. Dare was fucking a lie.
Yeah, no, forget. No one ever offered me drugs, and now it's too late. I'm in the military. I'm not going to take any, so it's just like, fuck. All right.
Yeah, you did get a bunch of free drugs, and now you can't take them.
Yeah, now I'm in charge of, like, really big drugs.
Did you ever figure out what to do with those?
What was?
Did you ever figure out what to do with those cookies?
Oh, yeah, give them to my uncle. He has a fused wrist and fused spine. A couple fused vertebrae in his spine. So, he actually got off of prescription painkillers and alcoholism because of the weed.
It's a good drug.
He likes it.
Nothing I ever did. Be hungry.
He doesn't smoke it. He goes to wherever and gets gummies, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And he microdoses. Like, he does not eat a lot. You know.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
I've heard there's a lot of good things. Like, I've even heard of, like, people microdosing with, like, mushrooms to help, like, cure, like...
psychosis?
Like... Well, psychosis or depression and things like that, where they're microdosing with things like that.
Well, we do have ketamine therapy for PTSD,
yep.
Which quite literally remaps your neurology, which is insane. I do want to do that one day.
It's so fucking cool.
No, it's so cool. I had I always talk about my funny calls that I have, and I have some really bad ones. I had a really bad one last week. I probably shouldn't talk about for just legal reasons, I think. Just overall child neglect that led to the death of an infant. And those kind of things stick with you, right? Over time, that builds up, because that's not even the first one. That's the sad part. And so I kind of want to do the ketamine therapy maybe 20 years from now to see if it works.
Yeah. It's got to be hard not to fucking want to murder somebody after you see that they let their infant die.
Yeah. PD does a pretty good job of roughing them up, but yeah, it's...
They should.
What do you do, you know?
Oh, I can tell you what I would do.
It's a little different, I guess, especially in the situation, and like you're there, and you're gonna try and do your best. Well, in my position, you're gonna try to do your best to see if there's just any kind of chance, and so that takes up all of my time, right? That takes up my focus. While the parents, by the time I even get to the chance of seeing the parents, they're already in the back of a cop car.
Yeah, they shouldn't even be there. They should be in the back of a fucking woods, fucking 6 feet under. At
and
that point.
I completely agree. It's just one of those things. There's not much I can do. Those are the rough ones. Those stick with you for a while. And you see a lot of weird, really bad stuff. The sexual assault cases, those stick with you. Domestic violence cases. We had one dude who, and this one it wasn't really that bad, but we had one dude who was beating up his wife, and we were called with PD. PD arrested him, and he like got free and like came up to the ambulance and was like banging on the ambulance door trying to get to her because she was with us. And me and James is my paramedic partner, who is just a massively black dude. James, I had never seen a motherfucker pull up his pants so quickly. It's just like, all right, guess I'm fucking somebody up today. And he's just started hustling over to the door. And by the time we even got to the door, PD had tackled him, right, whatever. But it was really cool to see my partner, like, ready to fucking beat some dude's ass.
It happens.
Yeah, stuff like that happens. Not super often, but when it does, it sticks with you for a while.
All right. Well, we are at time.
We are. Overtime.
We made it. We made it. No, we started about 5 after.
Oh, perfect.
So. But, yeah. Any final words for this fantastic Friday episode of the Sammies Beer podcast?
This is a public service announcement for every person on the planet. Stop shoving things up your ass, please. I'm really tired of it. I really am. I only have so much left in me. From me to you, thank you.
Thomas doesn't want to stick his hand up your ass and retrieve stuff.
I was never going to do that to begin with. That was never an option.
You're not that good of a paramedic then, I guess.
No.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for stopping by the Sammies Beer podcast. This has been a fantastic Friday with you all. We appreciate y'all for stopping by so much. We will hopefully be back next Thursday.
I'm good.
I think I have a baseball game late that night, so we can maybe do it, but it might have to be just a little bit later. But we'll see. We'll get it figured out, and we will be back better than ever next week. Maybe we'll even have a guest for you. It'll be a surprise, but either way, it's going to be a great next episode of the Sammies Beer podcast. Thomas's. Any final words?
Nope.
Nope, it is.
Oh, fuck.